You know what's funny? Look around the internet right now. Everyone is obsessed with the same narrative. They want to launch the next crypto unicorn. They want to be the next TikTok superstar dropping merch. They want to build a tech startup that disrupts the global supply chain while wearing a hoodie. It's all Silicon Valley energy, crushing it, hustle hard. But while everyone is staring at the blinding lights of the lottery ticket industries, there is a silent army of people making millions. And they aren't doing it in a boardroom with a view of the bay. They're doing it in the gutter. Literally. Here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody talks about at cocktail parties. The real millionaires, the ones who stay rich, stay low-key, and sleep like babies at night, are making their money in the most unglamorous, straight-up boring, and sometimes gross industries you can possibly imagine. Stick with me, because I'm going to walk you through 6 businesses that will never get featured on TechCrunch. And I'm warning you now, number 4 on this list involves something you probably flushed down the toilet this morning. I'm dead serious. Let's stop chasing vanity and start looking at cash flow. Let's jump in. Number 1, vending machines. I can hear the skepticism already. Vending machines? Really? That's the big secret? You're probably picturing a grimy machine in a dingy hallway selling stale chips. But you are missing the macroeconomics here. Let me tell you a story about a guy I know. Let's call him Dave. Dave used to work in accounting. He was a regular dude, hated every second of the corporate grind, stared at spreadsheets all day. One day, he decides to take a plunge. He buys one used vending machine for about $2,000. He finds a local auto repair shop that doesn't have any snacks for the mechanics waiting around. He cuts a deal with the owner to put it in the corner. That single ugly machine makes him about $300 a month in profit. That's $3,600 a year. It's not life-changing money, right? It pays for a nice vacation or some decent beer money. But then, the light bulb goes off. Dave realizes that machine works 24 hours a day. It doesn't call in sick. It doesn't need health insurance. It doesn't complain about the customers. It just sits there, silently turning quarters into dollar bills. So, he reinvests the $300. He buys a second machine, then a third. Fast forward 5 years, Dave doesn't work in accounting anymore. He has a route of over 800 machines across multiple cities. He is clearing roughly $2.3 million a year in revenue. Now, here is the beauty of the scalability. You're not doing the physical labor forever. You hire a route runner or a small team to handle the restocking. Your only job is managing the inventory and the locations. Everyone talks about passive income as this mythological creature, but this is actually it. You stock it once a week, and it prints money while you sleep. Is it sexy? Absolutely not. If you tell someone at a dinner party you're in the vending machine business, they might look at you with pity. But you know what is impressive? Making 6 figures while you're literally on a beach, knowing that somewhere a robot is selling a Snickers bar for you. Number 2, self-storage facilities. Okay, stay with me, because this one sounds even drier than the vending machines, but the profit margins here are absolutely obscene. We need to talk about human nature. We are hoarders. I'm sorry, but it's true. We buy stuff we don't need, we outgrow our houses, and instead of throwing things away, we pay someone else to store our junk. It is honestly kind of beautiful from a business perspective, because you are monetizing laziness and attachment. Here is why self-storage is a gold mine. Once you build the facility, your overhead is practically zero. Think about a restaurant. You have inventory that spoils. You have chefs. You have waitstaff. You have breakage. You have high turnover. In self-storage, there is no inventory. You aren't selling anything. You are just renting empty air. You have rows of metal boxes that people stuff with their childhood memorabilia and exercise equipment they swore they were going to use 3 years ago. The average self-storage facility operates on a profit margin of 40 to 50%. Let me put that in perspective for you. Most successful businesses are thrilled with a 10 to 15% margin. Apple operates on high margins, sure, but you have to be Apple. A storage facility? You just need a plot of land and some metal garages. And the best part? Customer retention. People treat these units like an external hard drive for their lives. Someone rents a unit thinking, oh, I just need this for a few months while I renovate. 3 years later, they are still paying $150 a month. Why? Because they forgot they have it, or the thought of going through it is too overwhelming. There's a woman I read about who owns 4 facilities. She started with one rundown location 15 years ago. Today, she makes about $1.8 million in pure profit annually. Her biggest headache? Occasionally having to cut a lock off a unit when someone stops paying. That's the drama. That's the crisis. Number 3, laundromats. Now we're getting into the really unglamorous stuff. But before you tune out, let's talk about the $300,000 laundromat. No, that's not what it costs to buy it. That is what a single, well-run location can make per year for an owner who just sits back and collects. Here is the thesis on laundromats. It is a recurring necessity. People always need to wash their clothes. Think about the economic cycle. Recession hits. People stop buying new clothes. They wash the old ones more. Pandemic hits. Hygiene becomes paramount. People still need clean sheets. Economic boom. People are buying expensive designer clothes that they can't wash at home. It is recession-proof, pandemic-proof, pretty much everything-proof. Except maybe a meteor wiping out humanity. And honestly, even then, the cockroaches are going to need somewhere to do their fluff and fold. Now, the startup cost isn't nothing. You're looking at maybe $200,000 to $500,000 to get a decent place up and running with good commercial equipment. But once it's operational, you are essentially a utility provider. The machines do all the labor. You don't have to convince people to buy your product. They have to wash clothes. You just collect the coins. Or, let's be real, card payments now, because we're not savages. And here is the kicker. You can run multiple laundromats with barely any extra effort. I read about an owner who has 12 locations across the state. He employs a grand total of 3 maintenance people who float between the stores. Everything else is automated. Is it glamorous? You are literally in the dirty clothes business. You deal with lint, lost socks, and people waiting around on weekends. But you know what's glamorous? Financial freedom, beach houses, and early retirement. I'll take boring and rich over exciting and broke any day of the week. Number 4, portable toilet rentals. Told you we'd get here. Now, I need you to really put your judgment aside for a second and think about the logistics of the world. Every construction site, every outdoor wedding, every music festival, every marathon, every city park renovation, what do they all need? Bathrooms. And not just any bathrooms, portable ones. This is legitimately one of the most profitable businesses you have never thought about. And it is hilarious how much money there is in human waste management. There is a case study of a guy who started a portable toilet business during a major recession. While everyone else was losing their shirts in the real estate crash and the stock market was plummeting, he was over here delivering plastic bathrooms and making bank. Why? Because people don't stop pooping during a recession. Construction might slow down, but it doesn't stop. Events still happen. And someone has to provide the facilities. It is a non-negotiable municipal requirement. He started with 5 units that he financed on a credit card. He did the pumping himself. Now, he's got over 400 units and brings in about $1.2 million a year in revenue with roughly 60% profit margins. The best part is the simplicity once you scale. You deliver the units. You service them weekly. You pump them out. You pick them up. That is the business model. Sure, you are in the poop business. Your friends might make jokes. You have to wash your truck a lot. But you know what? You're the one driving a luxury car to the bank while everyone else is stuck in a corporate cubicle trying to look busy. Dignity is overrated. Liquidity isn't. Number 5, parking lots. This one is so boring it might actually put you to sleep, but the profit margins will wake you right back up. Imagine owning a piece of land. Not fancy land. Not beachfront property. Not a high-rise development site. Just a flat piece of concrete, preferably in a city. You paint some lines on it. You put up a gate or a ticket machine. You put up a sign that says, parking, $10 or $20. Boom. You are in business. In major cities, parking lots can make stupid amounts of money. We are talking $50,000 to $100,000 plus per year in net profit for a decent-sized lot in the right location. Your expenses? Basically nothing. Maybe you pay someone minimum wage to sit in a booth and take cash, or better yet, you install an automated license plate recognition system. That's it. There is no inventory to steal, no manufacturing to ship, no customer service emails answering, "Where is my order?" Just cars going in, cars going out, and money piling up. There is a parking lot owner I read about who bought a gravel lot for $800,000 nearly 20 years ago. Everyone told him it was a dead asset. Today, that lot generates $75,000 a month in profit. He's made his investment back 17 times over, and the land value has skyrocketed. You are literally monetizing empty space. You are selling nothing. And people say making money is hard? Number 6. Property management. All right, last one. And this might be the most boring of them all, but it is also possibly the smartest play for building wealth without massive capital. Property management is exactly what it sounds like. You manage rental properties for other people who don't want to deal with the headaches. You collect the rent. You handle the late-night calls about broken pipes. You coordinate the plumbers. You deal with tenant complaints. And in exchange you take a cut. Usually 8 to 12% of the monthly rent. Sounds simple, right? It is. But here is where it gets interesting. You can manage hundreds of properties without owning a single one. Zero real estate investment needed on your part. You are just the middleman. And the middleman always gets paid. Let's do some quick math. Say you build a portfolio and you manage 200 properties. Let's say the average rent is $1,500 a month. That is $300,000 in monthly rent flowing through your business. If you take a standard 10% cut, that is $30,000 a month in revenue for you. That is $360,000 a year. And your expenses? Basically just payroll for a small team of maintenance guys and some software to track the leases. One property management company I studied started with just 12 properties. The owner was doing it all himself. Now, they manage over 400 units and pull in over $3 million in annual revenue. The owner spends most of his time traveling the world because he built a system that runs without him. The beauty of this business is scalability. Once you have the systems in place, going from managing 100 properties to 200 isn't twice as hard. It's maybe 20% harder, but your profits basically double. So, there you have it. 6 businesses that will never win any innovation awards. You won't be giving TED Talks about your revolutionary porta potty strategy. You probably won't get interviewed on the morning news. But you know what you will be doing? Making money. Real, actual, consistent, boring money. Here is the thing that everyone misses when they are chasing the hype. Boring is beautiful. Boring is predictable. Boring means proven. These businesses have been making people rich for decades because they solve fundamental human problems that never go away. People will always need to park their cars. They will always need a place for their junk. They will always need to do their laundry. They will always need bathrooms. They will always want a snack. And property owners will always want someone else to deal with tenant drama. While everyone else is chasing the next shiny blockchain token or the next viral AI trend, you could be building real wealth in industries that have been quietly minting millionaires since before the internet existed. The question isn't whether these businesses work. They do. The numbers don't lie. The only real question is, are you willing to be bored? Are you willing to trade looking cool for being rich? Because I promise you, being bored and rich beats being excited and broke every single time of the week. If this opened your eyes to a whole new way of thinking about business, do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm find more people who are tired of the hype. And drop a comment below telling me which boring business you'd actually start. Are you team porta potty? Team parking lot? I genuinely want to know. And hey, if you want more real talk about making money without the BS and the false promises, subscribe, because we are just getting started. Now get out there and get boring. Your bank account will thank you.